Hello and welcome to Electro Camper. Today we are taking our Rivian R1S on another adventure. We are driving from Washington DC area all the way to Boston. And although we can do it in one day, we're going to take our time, especially knowing that we have access to free charging via Rivian Adventure Network. I don't know why, but after I got the car, I got about 6 months of free charging with the car that is valid until June. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and we're going to find Rivian chargers on our way, charge up the car. Doesn't matter if it takes longer or anything. Through this experiment, we're going to measure the time it takes to charge a car and the amount of electricity we are using and the potential cost that it would have had. I'm not sure if you can do it all the way. I've seen some gaps, especially around the New York area, but we're going to try our best. If you're enjoying our videos, make sure to like and subscribe and follow along to see what happens. Okay, here we are. So right now in the map, I can see the charger locations on our path to Boston. There are plenty of Tesla superchargers and Rivian Adventure Network chargers, but I'm just gonna look at the Rivian ones right now. So toggle Tesla off. You can see there are not as many as you might think. If I zoom in, I probably would be more. Yeah, there is a big gap here right in Delaware, from Delaware all the way to kind of New York City, north of New York City. So that might be problematic. That might not be what we're looking for. But worst case scenario, if we feel we cannot make it to the next charger, we will use a Tesla supercharger on our way. But our goal still is to not spend a dime on electric charging all the way to Boston. Location here, let's just say Boston, right? Let's just say Boston. I want to see what option it gives me. And I know I've filtered out the slower chargers, other providers, so it's only Rivian. So I'm hoping it only gives me Rivian options. It does for the first one, but for the other two, it doesn't. Nevertheless, I am thinking that our first stop would be here in Delaware. It calculates our range at arrival will be about 37 miles, which is good. It's going to take us 117 miles to get there. Right now I am at 224. Enough battery to be safe, get there on time. So that's going to be our plan. We're going to drive about 2 hours to get to our destination and plug the car in the Rivian Adventure Network, and then we're going to look into the next option we have. So whenever I do this long road trip, for some reason this is never perfect, so you always have to be flexible and go to the first charger, then plan for your next one. One of the good features of Rivian when you drive on a highway is the highway assist. You just activate it simply from here by pulling this towards yourself twice, and the car just stays in the lane. It doesn't change lane or anything automatically, but then you can actually use a turn signal and tell it to move to the next lane, and it knows if there are cars around. So it's very convenient, especially for long drives, but there are some spots that it doesn't work and it lets you know that you have to take control again, but that's fine. That's still comfortable and good. So that's a good feature. Okay, here we are, the Rivian Adventure Network station. I have about 75 miles of range left. I believe the car was predicting that I will get here with about 8 miles. So it was more efficient than what we thought. So let's go and take a look and see how the process goes now. So remember, these are not NACS. This is still the original standard of charging. Right away of starting the charging process, actually. Here it gives you some information though that the superchargers don't have. So it tells you what's the cost per kilowatt hour. It's currently 0.64 or 64 cents kilowatt hour, and then it charges you about 50 cents of idle if you just finish charging and your car is still plugged in. That's a very high number. But again, as we have the ability to use the offer that Rivian gave us previously and charge for free, I don't think there's any limit. As long as we use it before June, we should use any Adventure Network chargers and we can do it for free. So when you start charging, you see this animation as well, which is very cool. And the charger itself also turns green, which means it's actively charging up your car. Okay, here we are right now. The car is almost at 100%. As you get closer to the full charge, it will slow down. We're not gonna wait until it's fully charged. Just gonna go take a look at this screen here. We're here for about 52 minutes and the total amount of energy received was 66 kilowatt hour. That would have cost us $42. That would still show it here, but when after the charging session I would check my account, it says 0. So that's how I know that I'm doing it for free. So when you're done, just eject it here first. That's for safety reasons for sure as well. And the charging stops and you can remove this. So far, my experience with the Rivian Adventure Network is that it takes usually a bit longer than the Tesla supercharger. If your battery is below, say 30% or so, and you want to bring it up to nearby 80 to 90, that can take you about 40 minutes at least. For us, it was 52 minutes to get to almost 100. But yeah, that was our first charger. And we're going to take a look and see what's going to be next for us and if we can make it. So now, as you can see, we are nearby New York City. We have about 97 miles of range left. The next Rivian Adventure Network charger is quite far away. As I mentioned, there is a big gap between Delaware and the New York area, and that's the closest charger station on our way to Boston. The other ones, the other fast chargers for Rivians are quite far away. So if I want to go ahead and choose this one, I believe that's not gonna be enough. Let's see if the car calculates it and we can go there directly. So as you can see, it already gives me an option to charge a Tesla supercharger that is 32 minutes away before I get to the Rivian Adventure Network. But if you remember, that's not our goal. We are trying to use only Rivian Adventure Network on our way. But again, since there's no option, then we have to go with plan B, which now I'm thinking we potentially actually can go in some area of New Jersey and find a parking with a free charger. And that's I hope that I can achieve. And then spend some time in New York City in a few hours. We would have enough juice that can take us all the way to upstate New York, where we can use the Rivian Adventure Network. And then from there, we can continue our trip. And I think we can make it to at least the one in Massachusetts, but we gotta see if then we're gonna have another problem or not. Okay, here we are. We are at the parking garage in New Jersey, and there is a charge point station here that was available. There were a few others back there that were occupied. We got lucky. I don't know actually if you're lucky yet though. I gotta go and check if this one works. I have to use the app to unlock it first. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my phone. Okay, here I am with the app. So I need to use the app in order to be able to unlock this. Otherwise, I cannot use the charger. Let me see if I can just use the NFC. Here we go. So I have this right now. Authorizing. Sorry, you don't have access to this station. Contact EV admin for more info. That's sad. So apparently, I am not able to use this charging station. And if that's the case, we need to think about another plan. I'm just gonna go and try to see if I can unlock it any other way other than my phone, and I will keep you posted. All right, so since our plan did not work, we need to go to a Tesla supercharger on our way to the Rivian Adventure Network. That's unfortunate, but currently with the availability that Rivian has and the network location, it would be kind of impossible with the base Rivian R1S model to drive all the way from Delaware to upstate New York, especially with the efficiency in the highway. So there's no other way for us right now to use a Tesla supercharger. We just gonna stay there for a couple of minutes and then we continue our trip towards upstate New York to use the Rivian Adventure Network. Let's go. Now we arrived to the Tesla supercharger. 53 miles left. We probably need to charge for about 10 to 15 minutes before we continue our drive towards the Rivian Adventure Network. In order to charge here, we would need to use a connector that Rivian provided to us. That way we can use the NACS chargers and connect it to our CCS port. Very convenient and very useful. So open the port here, and here we are. Right now I'm getting 105 kilowatt, that's decent. And yeah, we stay here 10-15 minutes and we should be good to go. One of the cool things of Rivian R1S is that the car has an outlet which basically can do anything, including playing with your PS5. So literally you can just fold the middle seats here and create this cool platform and then plug your game console or anything else you have in a monitor, and while the car is charging you can spend some fun time and play games. And even you can connect to the car's hotspots and use the internet there as well if you want. So it's a whole package. We spent a couple of minutes here. Now we are at 126 miles. That should be good enough for us to go to the Rivian Adventure Network. Unfortunately, we had to spend about $11.50. Our goal was to do it for free. Not possible currently in this area at least, but we are fortunate that there are Tesla superchargers on our way. So we're gonna go unplug and continue our journey towards Boston. All right, here we are, fully charged, 270 miles, 100%. We added about 67 kilowatt hour, which would have cost us about $36. It will end up being free because we have free Rivian Adventure Network charging until June. And still, attach it this way. I don't love this mechanism. I hope they redesign it. It's just very flimsy and I don't know. Just doesn't feel that it's right in the place. But overall, the design of the Rivian Adventure Network chargers are really cool, especially with the lighting that makes it very interesting and kind of communicate with you of what's happening from far away. All right, since we are here, there's something that I need to take care of. I should have done it while the car was charging. I need to inflate the tires. So here I have this notification telling me the tire pressure is low. But again, fortunately, we can do it with the car onboard compressor and we have all the tools we need. So let's do it. So the car comes with this bag that has basically all the accessories you need to use the compressor. And then here, you have the onboard compressor, which you can just adjust and set the pressure you need to have, which in our case, we need to take it to 48. After you do that, you just connect it to your tire, start it. It would start blowing air to the tire or taking it out, depending if you have more than 48 PSI. And as soon as it gets to the desired pressure, it would stop. Now we're gonna go and connect it and see what happens. Screw this, make sure not to lose this one, and then just push this down, start. Pretty self-sufficient. As the weather changes, that's something that you would need to do all the time or different condition that you might be driving. Done. Let's take a look and see what it says. 47.5, that's good. It's going down because we need to disconnect it. Okay, let's go to the next one. And of course, it's long enough to be able to service all 4 tires around the car. Okay, here we are. We got to our destination with about 52 miles of range left in the car. And we have another charge point station at the hotel, which I kind of doubled and triple checked to make sure, first of all, they are working, and then secondly, they're available. You can usually use apps like PlugShare, or even look at Google reviews and just generally see how people feel about this. So this one's supposed to work. Last time we had an issue, the charge point charger in New York. Again, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put my phone here. The charge points, as you can see here. Authorizing. And yes, plug it in. So this is gonna be a slow charger, but since we're gonna stay here at night, we will be able to drive the car, hopefully with full charge. If we have no issues in the middle of the night, something weird happens, hopefully not, we are able to drive to Boston with full charge and can conclude our trip. So let's see the charging speed. Yeah, so right now, as you can see, it's around 6 kilowatt, and that's decent. It's a slow charger. You know, it's gonna take, it says 13, 14 hours goes up to be full charge. My experience, usually the speed goes a bit higher, and then for sure the estimated time will go down as well. But let's see what happens when we wake up in the morning, and hopefully we have a car with full charge. Okay, this is morning and we are at 239 miles. So I was wrong, we couldn't get to 100%. We have about an hour, 25 minutes more, but we don't really need it. We are very close to our final destination, which is Boston. And if I just quickly choose a random location and take a look at it. Yeah, so it's about 70 miles left and we're gonna arrive with plenty of charge left in the vehicle. So mission kind of accomplished thanks to Rivian Adventure Network and then also the charge point free charging. And that's it. Let's go. All right, that was our road trip from DC to Boston. We had a lot of fun and we hope you guys also enjoyed it. It came with its own challenges, but we were able to tackle them. And we couldn't quite achieve our goal of free charging. We're gonna give it another try, this time from Boston to DC. And if you wanna see that, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you soon.